Good morning, people. It is August 19th, 2019, 10:38 a.m. Mountain Time. Beautiful day here in northern Colorado. I hope everyone had a good weekend. If you're a new listener, go ahead and get caught up to speed. If you're anything like me, you won't bother, so I'm going to give a little bit of a summary. First, I want to kind of get you guys excited for what's to come. Got some planned and recorded conversations with Bunny Blash from out of Oklahoma, Rayvon Stevenson, Mr. Gustav. He's from out of Oklahoma, but he lives in Virginia. I know what you guys are probably thinking, like, who are these people? I don't know them. And you don't, but you do. They're just average people, like people within your community. What I'm going to try to attempt to do is kind of get the full scope on what it really is from different angles. And those will be the people sharing their angle. Be excited for that. You're not the only one, people. There's a misrepresentation of what United States truly is. But we allow that to happen. You allow that to happen. So I want to use this time to get a little bit deeper. Summarizing, we talked briefly about why it's important. The why is to take care of your family, to live lavishly. Yeah. But we've stopped imagining. We've stopped the inevitability, thinking of the inevitability of death and continuing life. Those are the only two real inevitabilities that are important. Tribe by tribe, we've gotten away from it. We've talked about how tribe by tribe, we've all been affected by addiction. And how no matter the money you've got or what color you look like, addiction is going to affect you and the people around you. We've briefly talked about incarceration, how that's a tribal issue. We've talked about bitterness, how that's a tribal issue. So if you don't get the narrative now, or if you haven't, that is the narrative. But essentially, we're talking tribal issues. You've got to even look down deeper inside of that. How are you able to identify that you are associated with the tribe? By knowing who you are. And we talked, and we will continue to talk about that bitterness. It's important, people, to get deep. I believe that without looking deep within, what you're doing it for is no reason. As you get deeper, you apply questions like, who am I? Who do I want to be? Why did I just do that? As you get deeper, you will try to identify why some of your actions have become compulsive and why they are compulsive. Or why you even have those thoughts registered in your head. And it's a tribal issue. Stemming from poverty, stemming from slavery or oppression. These are all facts, statistical facts. And that the word now, big facts. So getting deeper, you will identify. There's a lot of people that are sleeping on the shadow level. To my 80s babies, we can't afford that. You have to sit back and realize where we have come from. To you historians, you know that. I'm not a historian, but it's easy to look at and see that The boomers' greatest legacy was the Depression, how they got through that. Then we get in between that, and now we'll see the creativity of the mind and AI, or is that of the mind, or is that from some different life source? Nonetheless, the technology's here. What's next? Everybody's so conditioned on previous generations' way of living and how they wanted things to be. We're conditioned to that still, and we have to release through a transcendence process to allow yourself to catch up to technology and surpass it. Essentially, I mean, our greatest cause and purpose is to continue life, people. That is it. Or else you're doing it for no reason. All your experiences, especially if you're not paying attention to the experiences and categories and not putting them in your memory as certain categories as do or not do again. We're not doing enough of that. So it's just running amok. Oh no. That's it, and that's stupid. Want to know, people. I don't know is it. I agree, but there comes a time to where I don't know needs to turn into I understand, I know. I've come to that point right now of acknowledging that, I either learn or I don't. And right now, more than ever, we need to learn. This is a rally call to my generation and my tribe. I think each individual tribes need to do their own rally call. I'm married to a white woman, beautiful white woman, 17, 18 years. And and that's just another topic, and I can't wait to really touch on it, but what an amazing woman, what a crazy and amazing relationship. Everybody on the outside world that didn't understand tried to do everything in their power to tear it apart. But with that being said, I have to talk from my perspective and how I see the world as a black man. I can talk about how I see the world as a black man married to a white woman, but that's not the topic right now. And so it's difficult. The world is still that way. It's kept alive from both ends in the black-white issue. But nonetheless, that bitterness that runs that far is going to dictate how you act and react in the world, period. And so we talked about moving past that. The direction is, and I'm going to just come out and say it, I've been tippy-toeing around it, is the direction is Mars. The direction is sustainability. If you can't allow your brain to shift there, you dead weight. Period. I'm not going to sit back and wait till I'm 50 and 60 to wonder if my legacy is going to continue. I'm not going to sit back and wait till I'm 50 or 60 to wait and see if my fault through drug addiction, poverty, and how to get the hell up out of it, and write a story for my 2 and 3 kids, my 3 boys, to be successful men. I'm not going to sit back and wait to 50 to sustain that. The people that have supported me and helped me throughout my life, they didn't do it for no reason. I want to sustain that. These relationships that I meet and make with people, me picking up trash that's in my walking path, me turning the cheek, me loving when hated, I ain't do all that for nothing. Me running the corner in the streets trying to sell a bag, moving the bag. Negative thoughts to positive thoughts. And to an upward trend. I am not doing this for no reason. There's so many rich people to be influenced and inspired by. I want to be like them. But with a new inside twist. That's my grind. I want to be the first man to invest or build a Starbucks on Mars. but I would add things that aren't added to it here, there on Mars. How would you be if they were like, look, we got the world is about to blow up, we got to move, we going to Mars? What kind of person would you take to Mars? And why can't you live the rest of your life like that after you answer the question? That's the whole plan. That's the whole plan. All this other shit is old. How am I going to contribute to a better me on Mars? How am I going to contribute to the better capacity of spaceships to get on Mars? How am I going to contribute to the greenhouses? How am I going to contribute to being someone involved to my son or coaching the first athlete on Mars? That's where our brains need to be at. What does industry look like? That road you on right now, what is it going to look like on Mars? That radio, what's the sound, what's the smell going to be like? Take your mind there, people. 80s babies. We already need to be there. We space agents. I mean, we space aging. Our brains should already be there. We should have been and had our experiences with drugs and came down and really on a mission. Baby boomers, we got this. Your legacy will continue here or on another planet. And I'm well past 10 minutes. I only want to go 10 minutes, but while I'm feeling good about how I'm saying it, let's shift that. Let's go ahead and make the shift. I'm going to go ahead and say it. What do we need to do to get there? And I'm talking Mars. I want to be, and I will coach players into that inevitability of your DNA will be a part of the first athlete on Mars. But it takes living righteously. It takes making inspirational moves by picking up trash in your path. Those small steps. You don't go to Mars throwing shit on the ground off the jump. You don't go to Mars having beef with somebody because of the color shirt they wearing, or because they stepped on your shoes, or because they black. It's time to shift, people, and that's why bitterness is important. You got to look at that. Why are you bitter? Why am I rejecting the inevitability of death and my decision making and what good someone's got to say, or turning the cheek, really? It's hard, man. Not everybody's there. I'm not there. If somebody punch or slap me, I'm going to hit their ass back. But the whole idea is to block. And really, people don't even talk about fighting anymore. It's shooting. And this is just another topic, but that's what you're doing it for. Let's own up to it. Like, I want to survive. You want to survive. Or if you don't, stop going to work. I dare you. If you don't want to survive, and what I'm saying ain't true, don't go to work. Don't get a paycheck. Get your ass up out on them streets, and then what? You still surviving when you're out on the streets because you're going to have a sign up for food. You just ain't going to sit over there and die. I mean, duh. It's all about survival. But let's consciously make an effort. Let's consciously set a goal, 80s babies. I've got a few ideas. People out there have ideas. There's ways to where we can, come on now. Let's talk about it. It takes a boss to look at some of these things in these different way of thinking. It really takes an absolute boss to stop dead in your action and shift your brain into thinking another way because you're so comfortable in what you're already doing. I'm out.